Hey friends, Scott Magoon here coming to you from my studio. This week, I Will Not Eat You by Adam Lehrhaupt and me. Adam is our special guest today and he will read the book for us and we'll talk a little bit about it. I'll show you how to draw a dragon. We'll take a look at the drawings you've done and more. It's all coming up. Welcome to the studio. It's story time. This week's story is I Will Not Eat You by Adam Lehrhaupt, illustrated by me. It features a character in a cave. Its name is Theodore. What is Theodore? We don't know yet. But what we do know is that Theodore looks out from within his cave and considers each creature that passes by as a possible meal. But he's not hungry. Then something new approaches, a boy. Has Theodore found a new favorite food or something more? Adam Lehrhaupt's suspenseful tale is full of humor and heart and is sure to keep you guessing until the very end. I'm sharing it with courtesy of Simon and Schuster. Joining us today for the read-along is author Adam Lehrhaupt. Adam, take it away.
Hi, my name is Adam Lehrhaupt, and today I'm going to read a book I wrote called I Will Not Eat You. And this book is illustrated by my very good friend Scott Magoon, who did an awesome job with the illustrations. Now, one thing to know about this book is that there are going to be several animals in it. Those animals make noises. And what I would like you to do is while I read this book, when the animals make noises, go right ahead and make your own animal noises right along with me. Is everybody ready? Let's get into the book. Theodore lived in a cave. It was a quiet cave, and that's the way he liked it. One morning, a bird flew up to the cave. It tweeted and squawked at Theodore. Tweet, tweet, squawk, squawk, tweet, tweet. Theodore thought, does it want me to eat it? But Theodore wasn't hungry. Go away, silly bird, he whispered. I will not eat you. The bird flew away. Later, a wolf jogged up to the cave. It howled at Theodore. Harr! Theodore thought, perhaps I should eat it. But Theodore wasn't hungry. Go away, loud wolf, he grunted. I will not eat you. The wolf jogged away. That afternoon, a tiger ran up to the cave. It growled at Theodore. Grrr! Theodore thought, should I eat it? But Theodore still wasn't hungry. Go away, rumbly tiger, he huffed. I will not eat you. The tiger ran away. And then this is a page that I love because I did absolutely no work on this page. There are no words at all. And yet you learn so much. Because on this page, we can tell how happy Theodore is, right? He doesn't look happy. Well, he does have kind of sad, droopy blue eyes. Maybe that's because Theodore is missing something. Wonder what that is. That evening, a boy galloped up to the cave. The boy roared at Theodore. Roar! Seriously, thought Theodore. I should eat it. Theodore was getting hungry. And then here on this page, we finally get to see just a tiny bit of what Theodore might actually be. And that's correct. He is definitely a giant squirrel. Just kidding. Don't bother me, pesky boy, he bellowed, or I will eat you. The boy did not go away. He roared again. Roar! This upset Theodore. The boy poked. Poke. I don't think this is going to end well. That's it, Theodore snarled. I will eat you. Theodore chased the boy. And he chases him all the way across the page and down through this mud and this muck and this mire, and then through these crazy bushes with leaves and trees and branches, until the boy fell down. And then Theodore is thinking, ha ha, I will totally eat him. And the boy is thinking, I don't even taste good. Before Theodore could gobble him up, something unexpected happened. The boy laughed. Ha 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 ha. That made Theodore laugh. Ho 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 ho. And it's hard to eat someone when you're sharing a laugh. They squirt right out your nose. It's disgusting. So Theodore still lived in a cave, but now the cave was extra quiet because Theodore was outside playing. I can always eat him later, thought Theodore. The end.
I hope you like that. I had a chance to sit down with Adam recently and talk just one thing about our book in our segment called Jot. Just one thing. Take a look. Joining me today is Adam Lehrhaupt, author extraordinaire. Adam, it's great to have you here. You're coming to us from Pennsylvania, yes?
Yeah, it's sunny Pennsylvania today.
It looks it. It looks it. How are you doing, my friend? Are you well?
I'm doing pretty well, all things considered. It hasn't been too bad here. Going pretty well in the house. The children aren't attacking each other, so everything's been going good.
I have two boys myself, and I hear you. I hear you. That is a win. Hey, I wanted to ask you just one thing about our book, I Will Not Eat You. What do you suppose Theo the dragon and the young boy are up to these days? What would they be doing right now, I think?
So I know you know this. I don't know if everybody else knows this, but Theodore is a little bit me. So not all of my characters are me, but Theo is a little bit me. I think the next step is that the boy tries to introduce Theo to his other friends, right? So he's trying to expand Theodore's world a little bit and get him to know other people. And I think right now Theodore is probably starting to get jealous. Right? So I think that's a new emotion for him, a new thing for him to feel, is like he has this new friend, this person who's really changed his life. And what happens when that person has like other people or other things that are drawing them away from you. And I think Theodore is really trying to deal with that jealousy right now, and like how to combat that in his mind.
I love the idea of a jealous dragon.
Yeah, and he's jealous of like little people, you know. He's not jealous of other beautiful dragons, like not gold dragons. You know, he's jealous of, you know, the other friends that his friend has, which I think for us as people is like something we deal with, you know, all the time. You know, like as an author, I love it when my illustrators illustrate other books but I am jealous that they're not illustrating my book again.
I understand that. I understand that. And I love this idea of the dragon being protective of, instead of a treasure like many dragons are, he's protective of his friend, the boy.
Yeah, and that's because that's his treasure. Like, that's the most important thing to him right now, is this new relationship and the whole new world that you get when you actually go out of your house. You know, like
Yes.
Theodore was like us, like stuck in his house all the time, and now he's going out and doing things.
He was self-quarantining, wasn't he? Social distancing to the extreme. Hey, I have a title though, maybe for you for this.
All right.
See what you think. Here it comes. I will not meet you.
I will not meet you. You know what? I like it because you can play off meet, MEET, and
oh my.
So then there's like the the whole thing where the reader throughout the story thinks that Theodore is going to eat the new friend, and we know that's not an appropriate thing to do. You don't eat your friends.
I love it. What have you coming up that you can tell us about your next book?
Oh yeah, so my next book comes out actually June 2nd, and it's a project that's very, very close to my heart. Sloth Went is it's an adventure story, and it's like a hero's journey, and it's about potty training. Yeah, Sloth's first trip down the tree by himself to make a poop.
I love it. And have you found that there's, did you do a lot of research for this? Was this a well-researched project?
I did. Actually, I don't usually write nonfiction. And this is, I guess it would be called narrative nonfiction, because I did make up the story about this particular sloth. But the journey he takes is the true story of what a sloth does. And sloths only go to the bathroom once a week, and they lose up to a third of their body weight each time. So it's a very, very big deal, and it's very dangerous. So most, if not more than half of sloth deaths happen on the ground. And the only reason they go to the ground is to go to the bathroom. So it's super dangerous. It's a big deal. So I did like way more sloth research than I probably needed to do, because they're cool animals and they're just kind of fun. And there's a whole page at the end of the story with like the true story of sloths using the lavatory.
Really cool. And where can people find you online if they want to learn more about you and your books?
My name, AdamLehrhaupt.com, and then my last name, so just Lehrhaupt at like Instagram and Twitter.
Adam, thank you so much for being with us today. It's great to see you again. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you very much for letting me join you here in your studio.
Absolutely. It's great to have you here. We'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
All right, see you.
Thanks for joining us, Adam. It was great to have you here. What do you think? Do you want to try to draw Theodore the dragon? Okay, yeah, it's going to be cool. I'm going to break it down into a couple of steps so we all can draw Theo together. We're going to try something a little different this week. If you've been a fan or watched previous shows, you'll know that I use maybe a marker or a pencil. This week we're going to use some colored markers, but you can use crayons, colored pencils, really anything that you use to color with is fine. Here on your screen are some of the things that I'm going to be using, but feel free to use whatever materials you like and whatever colors you like. I'm just going to try to make it look like Theo in the book a little bit. Okay, so here goes. I'm going to grab my red marker first and some paper. I'm going to give a shout out to my camera guy slash son, Danny. Danny, am I in the shot okay?
Yes, looks good.
All right, thanks, Dan. Glad you're there. Ooh. And always good to have you here in the studio with me. All right, here we go. I'm going to draw Theodore the dragon. And just as before, we're going to keep it to simple shapes, guys. So we're going to start with a nice circle like this. More like an oval, really. And we're going to color it in. Just like this. Okay. All right. Just like that. Next, we're going to draw a nice big half circle, an arc, if you will, starting from kind of up here, and we're going to come back over here. Okay, and that's going to form the neck and the tail of our dragon. Okay, so we're going to start up here, not too far because we want to leave some room for the head,
and not too far over here because we're going to leave room for some fire we're going to add later, okay? So let's just start. We're going to draw a nice little arc like this, coming down through here, right through that circle, coming out the back side like this, just like that, okay? Looking good? I'm sure it is. Let's draw a circle up here, or more like another oval up here, okay? Let's do a nice oval like this. Nice oval shape like that. And we can go ahead and fill that in. Don't worry about adding eyes or other details. We're going to add those later. We're just getting the basic shapes down right now, okay? Next, we're going to add two little rectangular shapes like this, kind of coming off the top of that circle just like this. And another one like that. Can you start to see how this is going to be a dragon? Dan, can you start to see how it's going to be a dragon?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Let's see, what can we add next? How about some legs? We're going to do 4 legs just like this, and they're just like this, okay? Nice big rectangles that come down like that. Be sure to save enough room for all 4 legs. Okay, I don't usually do that. I usually run out of room, but that's okay. Looks all right. Just like that. Okay, good. All right, excellent. And let's fill in the tail. You're really just gonna try to trace that or fatten that line that you had drawn way back in step 2. Okay, kind of just make it a little bit thicker, just like this. And the same is true for the neck. We're gonna enlarge the neck a little bit. And we're just gonna go on either side of that first red line that we made with that arc, okay? See how it's starting to come together like this? And my marker's a little dried out. Maybe yours is too. Add some texture to our dragon body. All right, next, we're gonna add some wings. For that, you're gonna start a little bit to the left of where the neck starts. So maybe like somewhere in here, okay? And we're just gonna do a nice little curve like that. Almost like a backwards C, or like a C, I guess, right? Then we're gonna come up off the top like this. And you can make it as long as you want, just don't go too far over here, but as long as you want kind of in this area, I think would be fine, right? Next, we're gonna make a nice little, almost like a little W right here. Watch this. See that? Right, that's the underside of his wing, and then we're gonna come right back like this, and that'll be part of his wing. Let's go ahead and fill that in. Great. How's that wing looking, Dan?
Looking good.
I'm just winging it here. Hey. Free jokes here in the studio story time. Free jokes too. All kinds of cool stuff going on here. All right, what else do we need for red? I think, are we done with our red? No, we're not. We need to add a little flourish here, like a little hair coming off his head there like that. And he's got a little beard, kind of like me. He must be at home too, staying at home, because he's got a little beard as well, coming off the bottom there like that. We're gonna add his nostrils, his snout, and to do that, it's really just 2 little bumps like that. There's one little bump, another little bump. Can you see that? Good, okay. All right, we have our basic outline now for Theodore. This is where it's gonna get even more fun. We're gonna add some more details inside of his body. I'm gonna put away our red marker for now. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab, oh gosh, I don't know. Let's add some details. Let's add some black details, shall we? We're gonna add some, I don't know, eyes. And, I had this problem last week with this marker. Oh, it's like, I will not open you. Oh my gosh. There we go, hooray! Oh man, I gotta hit the gym here at home. All right, here we go. We've got our black marker. I hope you have yours as well. I hope yours was easier to open than mine. And we're gonna let's start with the eyes, or a eye. I'm gonna do one eye, and it's gonna be right here, just like this. Okay, nice little circle. He can be looking anywhere you want, but I'm gonna have him looking forward, just like that, right? We're gonna add his nostrils, just 2 circles right inside of those 2 bumps we just made. Looking good? I'm sure it is. Let's give him some teeth. Theodore's a dragon, but he doesn't have a ton of teeth. He's just got like 1 tooth, 2 tooths, 1, 2, just something like that, right? He's also got like another little, I don't know if it's like an ear or just another bit of scales, just like this. Good. And what else can we add? Let's add his neck scales like this. And to do that, you just kind of add 2 W's all the way down as far as you want to go. I'm not going to do his whole neck.
but maybe just like a little bit of scales there like that. Good. And let's add some more scales over his body. There's just W's everywhere, just like this, wherever you want, just to kind of indicate scales. See that? Cool. He's also got knees. Let's give him knees. They're just V's in the middle of his legs, just little knee joints. We're going to add some wing bones lines like this. How's yours looking? Good. I'd love to see your drawings. Send them in to me, and I will show them on a future episode. Let's do his eyebrow. His eyebrow, maybe something like that. Maybe a little bit of a flourish there like this. Good, good. All right, what else do we need for lines? I think, oh, maybe toes, maybe. Give him a little toe like in there, like that. Good, good. Let's add some more details in different colors and see what we get. For that, I'm going to pick up my tan or gray marker, and this one opens much more easily, thankfully. And we're going to add some horns on top of his head, and they're kind of like the snout bumps that we made. Okay, just like this, and just like this. Okay, great. We're going to add some tail spikes. For that, we're going to add 3 letter M's. There's one letter M, there's another letter M, there's a third letter M. Okay, fill that in just like this, just like that, and just like that. Great, okay. Let's add, while we're using our tan marker, let's add a little cave over here, or over here, wherever you want. I'm going to put it over here, like he's just kind of come out of the cave. And for that, you just make a nice little arc like this. Okay, and then just like we did with the tail and the neck, we're going to fatten it up a little bit. Just make it a little more substantial of an arc. Okay, just like that. And then later we're going to go back in and add the darkness in the cave. But right now we're using the tan marker. So we're just using the tan marker to make the outside area of the cave. Good. Okay, we're going to set aside our tan marker. We're going to go back to another color and pick our brown color, or maybe dark red color, whatever you have at home. And we're going to add some stripes to Theo. Right on his neck, add some stripes just like this. A little more of a festive dragon, right? Maybe some on his chest as well, if you want. Or his tail can be stripy too, wherever you like. Stripes. How's it looking, Dan? Good?
Yeah.
All right, thanks. And what else can we do? Maybe a little bit under his chin like that, a little shading perhaps. I forgot to do this earlier, but I'm going to add some stripes on his horns just like this. Okay, there's that. That looks pretty cool. What else can we do? You know what? Let's add some lines in the cave just like that. Make it look a little textury, a little bit, a little rockier. Something like this maybe. Okay. Be sure to add some blackness in the cave there as well. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Let's switch now to, let's make some fire. For that, we're going to use our orange, and he's going to be breathing some fire. Now, he doesn't breathe a lot of fire in the story, but we're going to add some fire here. Okay, got your orange marker? Good, okay. And for that, we're just going to make a nice little, it's almost like an S. See that? Like a backwards S, right? You can turn your paper and just make a backwards S, and that will be fine. And then another S kind of connects like this. See that? And then you can add little marks like this, little marks like this. See that? Really, fire can be almost any shape. It can be a scribble if you want. Something with lots of energy and movement works. And you'll see what I mean as I kind of add mine here, a little willy-nilly. Right? You can add smoke if you want. You can add some red in there if you want. I'm just sticking to orange, I think. Right? Okay, good. All right, let's add some darkness in the cave really quick, and then one last step, and then we'll be ready to show the world our dragons. And again, please send them to me. I'd love to see them. All right, let's fill in the cave here like this. Go, there's the cave filled in. Very nice. Looks good. One last step, and this is up to you guys if you want to try this, but I like to add a little shading to my drawings. And to do that, I'm going to use this pencil. It's kind of a special shading pencil, but you can use any kind of pencil you have at home. Just hold it at an angle. Instead of doing straight up and down, kind of hold it at an angle like this. You know what I'm talking about. Hold it just like that. And you can get some nice little pencil-y shading effects. You can add some grass growing out front of the cave like this. Maybe that kind of darkness kind of shades out a little bit like this. You can smudge it a little bit if your pencil smudges. That might be a nice look to add as well. You can add some more shading under here, under his chin, maybe around his eye a little bit. You can add some charcoaly charring around his mouth where he breathes fire, right? Maybe under there, under here. Maybe the sides of his horns have a little shading to it like this, right? See what I'm talking about? Underneath the bones of his wings, that would get a little shading as well. Maybe the far side legs would be a little shaded like that. See that? See how it adds a little depth to the drawing, right? A little 3D-ness, just a little bit, not a lot. You might have to make it a little darker for you to see it. All right. And then, of course, at the end, when we're all done, and I think we're pretty close to being, ooh, you know what? I'm going to shade his tail a little bit more. Like that. And his tail spikes a little bit. Need a little, see that? Okay. How are we looking, Dan? Pretty good?
Yeah.
All right, thanks, my man. There we go. All right. Maybe some bits of charcoal that he's breathing out like that. Okay. Now we're going to sign it. I'm going to just put my little SM down in the corner like that. Sign your drawing, take a picture of it, and send it in to the address on your screen. I would love to see it. I hope you like drawing Theo. He's one of my favorite characters, and I thank Adam Lehrhaupt and Paula Weissman Books for publishing it. Let's take a look at some of the drawings you've sent in over the past week. We have some excellent drawings from previous episodes, and I'd love to show them to you. Now, let's take a look. We got some great drawings to take a look at. Here's our first drawing for this week. It's from the Hugo and Miles episode. In that one, we had to draw a basket, and then we turned it upside down, and it was a hat. And here we have a great example of that. This young lady wearing a hat. I love her hair, love her eyelashes. The flowers are beautiful. Thank you so much for sending that in. I love it. My super fan is back. He's tried to create a monster from the Monster Maker kit I had up on the site. It's still up on the site if you guys want to draw along. It's the previous episode, the Mostly Monsterly episode. And he has drawn for us this basketball monster. And it is awesome. I love it. Thank you so much for sending that in. It is so cool. He's got 5 eyes, 1 horn, and a basketball court for a body. I love it. Thank you. More monsters from last week and last week's Mostly Monsterly drawing activity. Look at this. I can't believe how cool these are. There are so many eyes, arms, scales, legs, toes. I love the star head creature there over on the right. Truly monstrous. I love it. Thank you very much for sending those in. Please keep them coming. They're great, full of imagination and fun. Thank you. Another monster from last week, covered with scales, and it's got sort of a big bushy tail, and let's see, 6 arms and or legs, 1 fang, and a triangle shaped head. That is tremendous. Thank you so much for that great monster. We've got another monster here. This one has very fierce, has a mouthful of fangs and horns and scaly legs and arms, and it looks like maybe slime covered body. Very nice. Thank you for sending that in. I love it. Thank you. Great job. Please keep them coming. And if you guys have drawings you'd like to send in that you've done that were featured on a previous episode, or just drawings that you want to send in, I'll take them. Let's show them. I would love to share them. You can send them to the address on your screen. Thanks, everybody. Well, if you have any questions you'd like to ask me, I would love to answer them for you in a future episode. Please send them to me to the address on your screen. Please like and subscribe. It lets me know you're out there. It lets me know you care. And you can find all of my previous Scott Studio Storytimes up on my website at scottmagoon.com. I've also got a ton of activities and teacher's guides up there. I think you'll like it. Please check that out. We do a new episode every Wednesday. You can watch them anytime. That's all for now. I'll see you next time from the studio. In the meantime, stay safe, healthy, wash those hands, that's all for now. So long, everybody. Bye-bye.